What is up, everybody? We are talking about Star Wars Rebels Season 2, the Spoilercast. So it's been a long time coming here. With me today, Trevor. How you doing, Trevor?
Good. Very good.
We have Double Jeopardy over here, it appears, with Beta.
What's going on?
Welcome back, Beta.
Woo! Boom.
And the original Jeff on the show, Pawlak. How you doing, buddy?
Good, dude.
Good. So, overall impressions of the season, what did you guys think?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Yeah, exactly.
That's
I thought we were all like...
There you go, Pablo Hidalgo. You can take that clap.
I thought we were all going to do it together. So
No,
it's not happening?
No, it was kind of a
Okay.
smattering of applause.
So, new Inquisitors. We saw a few of those guys here.
Yes, we did.
Thoughts on that?
Same spinny blade lightsaber,
Yeah.
so.
I'm not a fan of that
The
lightsaber.
ability to
I
fly.
really don't like that lightsaber.
Yeah, the ability to fly, that's got to be like the worst part of the Inquisitors. Like,
Yes.
I can deal with the spinning lightsabers, but don't make them fly. Like, what is up with that?
Also,
It was
lightsabers
so corny.
are not even
Yeah.
close to quiet, so you just like, as if, like the way that you. That was the Inquisitors again. Darn it.
Ah, here they
For a
come!
sneak attack.
Oh, no.
Not everybody can be stealthy. Hey, come on.
Yeah.
But that's not even trying.
Not even.
So we're starting off on a bad note, basically. The thing we didn't like for the season, I think. Or at least one thing.
Yeah.
I could live with it.
Yeah,
But
I mean...
it was
no.
cheesy, though. It was
Yeah.
definitely...
I mean, my biggest problem with the Inquisitors is we've got to pretend like that's the same canon, and where were they? And if Obi-Wan and Darth Vader have these long, slow, decided, like, samurai fights, and then you've got guys somewhere in the galaxy with those things, like, why doesn't Darth Vader have the coolest lightsaber?
It cheapens the combat to me.
Yes.
Yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
prequel era combat, I thought like any Jedi or Sith during that had to be like a total badass, like the way they fought
Right.
with Darth Maul. Like it almost cheapens his art.
Well, that makes sense
Yeah.
to me because those are the Jedis and the Sith at the height of their power. Like
Okay.
they're gonna be,
Yeah.
it's gonna be more stylized. It's gonna be a little more cool.
I agree.
But
That's another thing with the Inquisitors, too, is they're not... I'm pretty sure from the show they're not full Sith. They're, like, in training.
So maybe Kylo Ren-esque.
Yeah,
Sure.
Kylo Ren.
Not
Yeah.
quite there.
Where
or
that's
Darth
why they have...
Maul-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly. Oh. That's not for a while on my notes.
I'm teasing in the spoilercast.
Join us around minute, let's see if we can time this right, 16 or so. That clock's wrong, so never mind what I just said. By the way,
Yeah.
do we have to say that this is spoilery? I mean, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
a spoiler cast.
Spoilercast.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, it's in the title.
Yeah,
so
that's
if
gonna go.
you're
without
watching
saying.
this, we have many questions.
Too late. Spoiler.
Too late, Darth Maul! Ezra's path. Jeff 1. We see some... It's Jeff 1. We number everybody on the show, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. 2.0, Jeff 1, Jeff 2, yeah.
Yeah. He's a little bit of a sway towards the dark side at times. Do you think there's any credence to that?
It was bound to happen. I mean, he's a young kid who got thrust into this unexpectedly. He's not going to know how to handle this kind of power on his own.
I think he did it well, though.
He did, but he's
Yeah.
gonna bend a little bit.
Almost being naive, particularly towards the end.
Right.
With Maul's seduction.
He
if you
doesn't
will.
have bad intentions.
Come with me. Sure.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know you.
I feel like I just made up like a perfume for,
Maul
seduction.
seduction.
Seduction. I don't know.
Savage scent.
Yeah.
Savage scent. Sorry.
Savage scent.
Savage
Yes.
scent.
It's very oppressive.
Oh.
Oh, we are
Wow.
geeks through and through.
Yep.
The
Still don't make Star Trek memes out of Star Wars though, so we're not that
what the
geeky.
hell was that, Grumpy Geek? Can you explain that one to us? We'll talk about that on Walking Carpet.
Yeah,
So
seriously.
confused.
So Ezra's path is a little jumbled. That is clearly leading into some questions for season 3.
Yeah.
But how about that lightsaber? That Kylo Ren green lightsaber.
That was
That was
interesting.
quick. And
Well, the thing that I don't like about that is from what I've heard on the internets, Kylo Ren's
the most trusted source of our time.
yeah, Kylo Ren's lightsaber. The reason why it's like that is because it's so poorly made that if it didn't have those vents on the side, that it would just like blow up. So that's what I thought that was supposed to be.
Also, handguards. They're
Yeah,
just a
and
guard, so it chops down.
handguards too.
It's a claim.
My thought was exactly that, Trevor. It was supposed to be like he doesn't know what he's doing, and it's just unstable, just like he is.
Yeah.
But now it's like, wait, that was an art form. Like they made those.
And now it's canon. So,
Right. And
Well-
they got permission to do that, by the way, of course, because everything has to go through Lucas now or
Yeah.
Lucasfilm.
Lightsabers way back in the day were powered by batteries, so we've come a long way. They actually had a cord that stuck to a pack here.
It is true.
That's true. Yeah.
It is true. I like the hint if it ends up meaning something.
Yeah.
With relation to future, I guess, installments, whether that's episode 7 or something else. Again, that kind of cheapens it to me. I love that you're throwing this into the series, but I think they're innovate, do something different, and not your spinny helicopter, your hella lightsaber.
That reminds me.
Your
so much-
sabercopter.
Reminds me so much of like Mary Poppins, where it just like they just raise it and then they fly away.
Thumbnail.
Mary Poppins, that can kill you.
That's the scariest thing ever.
Poppins.
She just sings. Oh,
Scary
God.
Poppins.
Scary Poppins.
Scary Poppins! Write that down. All right.
Oh.
The Clone Wars callback.
That's the sound of music.
We lost them. They're off the rails.
Sorry, go on.
They're gone.
Please.
Dump them out of the car.
The Clone Wars callbacks. Right off the bat, you see it early in the season with Rex. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's so cool. I like that a lot.
I think my favorite part was him dressing up as a stormtrooper. The irony there.
Yes.
And then making the joke that he can't see anything out of a stormtrooper helmet, and that's why they're so bad.
Oh.
No offense, DK.
I can see it though.
I can see it too.
Yeah.
I don't really think about it. That's a low visor. I can only imagine what it looks like from the inside.
It's like kind of here, and if you search it online, you'll see it. There's always some pretty good memes about it. So we get some good cameos, some really good cameos.
Yeah.
A lot of good cameos.
I want to start with Princess Leia. What did you guys think of hers? Let's start with Jeff. Jeff one.
I
was gonna say, you're gonna have to
I only
specify.
respond to beta.
Okay.
So Pawlak, Princess Leia. What did you think of her episode?
I liked seeing her, younger like that. This was Leia before she's had many years of experience as a rebel leader.
But mature still.
Right. Some people are forced to mature a little bit quicker than others, and she's probably one of them because she's always kind of been under the gun a little bit. Even though she wasn't flat out right up against the Empire the whole time, the pressure was on her because it always seems like she kind of knew that this was going to be her destiny to fight against the Empire.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we always think of her as royalty, right?
Right.
Lord Santeca, am I right?
Boom.
Uh,
Rest in peace, Sis. Wow, that was a lot for lore.
Well, you don't even know lore. Don't go there. So, I actually liked her voice actress a lot.
I did
I
too.
thought she captured it to a T. I don't know. I honestly don't know who voiced her. It wasn't Carrie Fisher.
Oh, apparently Jamie did.
Jamie's talking right now and you can't even hear her. So what does that say?
She's that good, folks.
Shut up, Jim! So, I like what Jeff said, that we see her at such a young age. Also, she's kind of like Ezra's age. They're like almost the same. Like she would have been about 14 years old, 15. Right in that age range anyway. It's 4 to 5 years before A New Hope. So I like that they did it and in a meaningful way because there's a lot of cameos that we see in series like this that are just there to be there.
Yeah.
Mm.
The droids in the first episode.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. It's a good callback. Beta Yoda, but Frank Oz makes a return.
Frank Oz is a phenomenal voice actor, and it felt right. It felt like, oh man, that's Yoda. That's
Much
Yoda
better than the
now.
Clone Wars Yoda.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a different character almost. Like this is a Yoda that is ethereal, right? I mean, he's there, but he's more of a presence.
Okay.
And he is as ambiguous as Yoda was in the original trilogy, where he's like, go to this place and see what happens. Don't leave or see what happens. He's vague and it's interesting. He's definitely takes on a mentor role, where Yoda in the Clone Wars was more of a warrior.
I agree with that.
More of like a battle mage.
So the persona is a little different.
So it's different, and the voice had to do with that. I think.
I never was a fan of the voice of the Clone Wars one because it felt so forced. He would talk very haughty like this. like it was like that doesn't make sense.
I get it. Yeah,
like,
I understand.
We've got to find a better Yoda.
Frank Oz will always be Yoda.
Absolutely.
Yeah, always.
He's irreplaceable. I mean, I think that's fair to say.
And it's just like Mark Hamill. It's kind of like Mark Hamill will always be the Joker. There's just when you lock in a voice with a character, that's it. It's hard to jump off of that.
Oh yeah,
it's absolutely very hard.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially when it comes to very very iconic characters.
Right.
So Trevor, we saw quite a bit of Darth Maul at the end of the season too.
I don't know. We've talked about it before. The whole Darth Maul, especially like towards. In the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that they brought him back. I thought it was very lame. I hate it, actually.
I didn't like it either.
And bringing him back in Rebels now, it just seems like they're taking old characters from Clone Wars and bringing them into Rebels, which I don't know. Especially with Darth Maul, you should not do that. Just drop it.
I thought it was because he was in Clone Wars. It makes it okay for Rebels.
Yeah,
but
that's what I mean.
Because that start, I don't agree with. Like, it's like, is Rebels okay? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm justifying one but not the other. So I don't know. I liked his character better here. Mm-hmm. I liked him as an older guy. He wasn't that much older.
He was grumpy.
If Pete ever gets red and black tattoos, that's
run. Don't walk, run.
Grumpy Maul.
Grumpy Maul. That's what it was.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
You had a thought on Darth Maul.
Yeah, I think it was a nice. I think Darth Maul in the movies is underserved, 110%. You should have had him all the way through. I think we should have had him instead of Grievous. I think Grievous and him were the kind of the takeaway. But I feel like this puts a nice bow on that whole Maul arc. Because this is it. I think this is the last time we see Maul.
They left it open though.
They left that ending. We'll get there.
Okay.
But they left a lot of things open.
Yes.
If he can survive a death falling down a shaft cut in half and turn into weird Spider-Man, like literally Spider-Man.
What's the theme here again? It seemed like an unnecessary callback that cheapened it.
I think it helped Ezra get to a place where he's conflicted.
Sure.
Now he's conflict. Now there's clear conflict.
Yeah.
And now he can open up the holocron. Spoiler.
Right. You know what?
Spoiler.
They said that they can't. It's okay to spoil things.
Yeah, we're here now.
This is the place to do that.
It's literally the last shot is him just like, I'm opening up a Sith holocron. Like,
right. Yeah. That's taboo.
Don't do that.
Don't open up Sith holocrons.
Stop it, Ezra!
You almost made a bigger Death Star the last time you did that.
Yeah. Also, bring back Darth Maul also kind of brings back like the power struggle that they had from Clone Wars, because you had the Sith, you had the Jedi, and then you also had Darth Maul and his brother who were like raging all over the galaxy.
Yeah.
And bringing
that's rage. That's their other Rajay.
Their their sister.
It's the sister.
Yeah. Okay.
Sister Rajay.
Rajay Galaxia. We are geniuses.
We're giving them ideas.
Stop.
Pay us, Disney.
Start writing.
You're welcome, LucasArts and Lucasfilm.
Rajay.
Yeah.
Actually,
the So, I really though. We talked about Clone Wars characters coming over. I like Ahsoka in this series a lot.
I do too.
She's a strong lead, I think. Well, she's not a lead, but you know what I'm saying.
I think she's underserved. I want
more from her.
I wanted more from her. I wanted to feel more sympathy for her, and if I didn't watch the Clone Wars, I wouldn't have.
Okay.
She's Obi-Wan. I kind of get an Obi-Wan vibe, but not enough. I mean, we get the whole we see their whole relationship at some points, her and Anakin's, but I feel like it could have been more. I feel like she could have been just a little more leader, like a leadership role in their crew. And I think she could have been incorporated just a little bit more.
I freaked out at the end of season 1 when I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Ahsoka!"
She's got long hair tendrils now.
She's that's such a good transition to making her like an adult, and I thought we were gonna get more of her. So what we said there in this season 2, I wanted to see more of her. Yeah. I felt like the lead up to what we're about to talk about with the final battle was a little, on the whelmometer, probably like right there. Just not whelming even.
Yeah. A little under.
One could say underwhelming. So I think that's what Seth would say, probably.
Yeah.
I felt like they should have had
medium whelmed.
Yeah, medium whelmed. That's a good way to order it. To order up your spoiler burger.
Medium whelmed.
She. By the time we get to her and Vader, it didn't feel as meaningful as I wanted it to. Like there was a lot of emotion, but I wanted her to be shocked when she found out that it was Vader. And it just seemed like a little bit more surprised as opposed to shocked. I wanted anger. I wanted her to feel emotional. And they did a little of that, but I wanted it to pack such a punch, like in Clone Wars when she leaves.
This is I saw her as prey, right? And finally she's meeting her hunter. That's how I more felt, because she knows that he's after her. He's after all the Jedis. Anyone putting on a sword, a lightsaber, is an enemy to him now. And I did feel that, like, almost like begrudging, again, Obi-Wan, like, and the master has become the apprentice, or the apprentice has become the master, kind of a sense.
With their interaction there, one particular part I really, really liked was the mask.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Pawlak.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on seeing half of Anakin's face that we really don't see, except for in Return of the Jedi?
I mean, aside from those couple moments in Return of the Jedi, and this is one of the very few times where I feel like you get to see Vader and Anakin at the same time. Because otherwise, throughout Star Wars productions, it's either Anakin or Vader. There's
two separate characters.
Two completely different identities. This was one of the very few times where you saw both of them, or basically in the person who is both.
How about hearing the voices? So James Earl Jones is reprising his role here. Phenomenal. Yeah, awesome job. He still got it.
That's another one of those things where, like, I don't think I could ever find, or I don't think anybody could ever find another person to voice Darth Vader.
It'd be tough.
Yeah.
It'd be tough to match that.
Yeah, they need to start going away, because we don't know how long we've got with James.
Yeah.
We're second away from Vader.
You never know.
Because we got Rogue One, and that could be tricky. We don't
unless he's voicing Vader, and Vader's in this. We don't know.
I hope so.
But that would be awesome. But I loved hearing James's voice, and then the voice actor for Anakin from Clone Wars. I want to say it was Matthew Wood.
Wasn't Hayden Christensen?
Definitely wasn't.
No, it was not Hayden Christensen.
It wasn't him, their voices overlapping was so cool. That was a nice touch.
Yeah.
So I thought Vader was done really well. Vader walking away at the end of the season was pretty good. Why don't we jump right into that?
Sure.
We'll go right into the final episode. Lots of build-up. Again, not as strong as I wanted it to.
Yeah. And
they didn't really answer anything for us.
No.
So questions include Ezra, Vader versus Ahsoka. I assume Ahsoka's, still with us here. I assume she's not going to just crawl away and leave. Darth Maul, like all these things. We're still here. Kanan's blind now, which was a call back to Force Unleashed if you ever played that video game.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the finale? What did you think of them kind of leaving things more than open to me? Anyone can start on this one.
It's just wide open now, especially because they didn't show Vader killing Ahsoka. So
there's no finality,
there's no body.
Severity.
There's no body. There's no body of a trial.
All that they show is Vader walking out of the Sith temple, and that's where they leave it. And it's very, I don't know. I wish that they kind of
commit to something.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have minded if they killed off Ahsoka, because I wasn't the biggest fan before Rebels. Before the end, or before the beginning of season 2, I wasn't the biggest fan of Ahsoka. But now that she's played a bigger part in the series, I think that I'm starting to like her a little bit more. However, I would have been fine with them killing her off.
I think so too. Like I really started to enjoy Ahsoka halfway through Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Initially, I was like, not feeling it. But Ashley Eckstein voices her. She came into her own and really owns Ahsoka, on the screen there. And I wanted, maybe she sacrifices herself with Vader so they can get away. I know we've seen that in Star Wars before, obviously, but it would have been cool, I think. Yeah. Beta, what did you think about it?
I think it's, again, it's leaving it open. And that's troublesome for me, because you got to tie up some loose ends.
There comes a point when you just got to do that.
If don't kill Ahsoka, kill Darth Maul. Let's get someone to just kick the bucket.
Yeah.
I just want death. I want death is what I want.
Even if they would have killed
the Dark Jeff.
I just want death. Kill them all.
Evil
pain.
Jeff over here.
So much pain.
Evil Jeff. What Pawlak, what do you think of that? Is this too open? Was Disney afraid to kill her?
I think so.
Yeah.
Given the channel that it's on, given the audience that's probably the largest age group that's watching this, I think they're a little afraid to show a undeniable death of a fan favorite character.
Yeah.
It'd be controversial, right?
Yeah.
There would be outcry, but
Yeah,
here we are
especially
talking about
Yeah.
not doing it. Controversy, right? So,
Right.
who knows? My opinion was either kill her or commit, have her get back on the ship with them. I don't like this, kind of wandering thing.
Yeah.
Well, because the problem now, like, if they did have a plan to have her, no doubt, no question about it, die next season or in a season later, it's going to feel a little cheap because you already had this, supposed death of her that we don't know about. You have that happen again where there might be ambiguity to her death or she dies again. You wonder, oh, well, she's just going to come back again. Like, there's not going to be, like you said, that sense of finality to it.
What I would find interesting is if somehow we find out that her, maybe not death, but she turns.
Oh.
If she becomes like an Inquisitor or something,
Mm.
where we find out that the process of turning into Inquisitor is really just sucking the soul out of somebody. And just
Okay.
making them. So that's something that I
So
thought.
she comes back trying to kill them all next.
Exactly.
Time. Oh.
That would be intense.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
I wanted.
Yeah, that would be a problem. Don't know how the crew
Like
of the,
Patrick Warburton just showed up. Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
don't know about that, guys.
So now we're killing Ahsoka Tano.
Oh, that was really good.
Thank you.
But then Ahsoka would be dead, and we'd have to deal with that threat
Yeah.
of zombie Jedi. I'm all about zombie Jedi.
I'd rather them do that and be mad at them for bringing her back than this in between phase.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe it sounds hypocritical to say.
And a little off topic here, but I have to bring this up. Freddie Prinze Jr. is the voice of Kano.
Beta, you read my notes. You read my notes.
Oh, is it the spoiler he tweeted? Well, at least I segued. At least I segued.
Go for it.
It's all yours, dude. Take it.
That was next on my list.
Take it to
Freddie
the house.
Prinze Jr. did tweet it out, and he said, this is the next episode, clip from the next season from Kanan's perspective, and it's just.
That was cheap.
I loved it.
They don't have to spend a cent producing that episode.
Yeah, exactly.
You just hear
It's
random
just all
voices.
music and
Kanan, I'm over here. I'm over. Come on.
Potter.
So close.
Oh, we're the worst.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so voice cast is where I actually was going next.
Okay.
Freddie Prinze Jr. Is Kanan. Awesome job.
Awesome.
Taylor Gray is Ezra. Taylor is a little unknown. D. Bradley Baker from the Clone Wars comes
Phenomenal
back.
voice actor.
Does all the clones. Rex did a great job. I
Yeah.
think he's pretty close to Tamara Morrison,
Yeah.
who did Jango Fett in the prequel trilogy.
And all the clones.
All the clones. That's not an easy undertaking.
No.
Imagine the guy that played all the Oompa Loompas in the newest iteration.
I
of
love
Willy
that
Wonka.
guy. All those terrible dance
Is
sequences.
that the same guy that's in How I Met Your Mother? Is that the taxi driver?
It might be. That would be crazy.
To the research room.
I only go to research because she is a
IMDb.
huge How I Met Your Mother fan. I don't know.
AKA Jamie is who
Yeah.
you're referring to.
Well, that gave everything
I like to
away.
think it's a whole room and not just
no.
one person.
We weren't supposed to release that.
Sorry, it's a tangent, but I just
It's okay. While she's
That's okay.
just had that moment. in my
while
head.
she's doing that, I want to wrap up here.
Please.
Did you guys hear the settled rumors that we're going into one more season of Rebels? I don't know if there's any credence to that, but I've heard on a
Like
few sites.
the next season is going to be the last season.
Yeah,
I
I
can
wouldn't
see
like that.
me neither.
I
could.
want like at least 2 or 3 more seasons.
I think they can, depending on where this next one goes. I think they can. They can
Yeah.
go 4 or 5, like Clone Wars did.
I think they've got up to Rogue One, and that's it. Because I don't think they can go past Rogue One.
Yeah, you really
Oh
can't.
yeah.
Oh, I
true.
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's got a hard.
So that would put it
Ow.
at.
Well, they're running out of time then because they only got a few more months.
You're not saying.
Yes.
Okay, no,
Like,
it's not.
No,
It's not.
I'm just slightly racist. Okay.
So it's not. You're not talking cinematically though. You're talking timeline, like when the movie comes out in December. You're talking about in the history.
In the history
leading
of
up to it.
in Star Wars.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm gonna
Catch
learn
your
to
breath.
breathe again. Yeah.
Damn it, Don! You leave Pawlak alone. Leave him alone.
I'm good.
So-
I'm good. I'm good. I figured it.
Basically, I agree with what you're saying. I think they better. So that puts it at about season 4 that they can go up to.
But we still have there's some abandoned bases on I'm trying to think there's an abandoned base on
Dantooine.
Dantooine. The Dantooine base we've still got, because this one
Yeah.
isn't. Chopper base is not Dantooine. We found out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we've got one more base.
Okay.
Chopper.
all those bases.
Chopper base. I love that they're like, okay, how do we do another astromech? What do we gotta do? Give them arms.
Yeah.
And
the horrible wheel.
The horrible wheel.
Like,
Yeah.
It looks like they took it off one of those yellow mop buckets.
Yeah.
They're like, "Ding."
See,
Here, take that droid.
He's one of my favorites. I
do
was a
like
big fan of the droid.
He
I like
reminds me
Chopper.
of Danny DeVito.
He does.
Danny DeVito
Yes.
would be inside of him.
I like when he gives a smart aleck response.
Hey.
You don't know what he's saying, but they know, and then
Yeah.
right away it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Chopper said that.
There's
I
a whole
feel like-
episode with a bunch of astromech droids and a pit droid, and the pit droid's the only one that can talk.
Yeah.
And it's just shut up. I love that episode.
I like the new C-3PO they found, like
Oh yeah,
the
like
3PO to his R2.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I watched the end of that episode and I was like,
Bughead.
that's
whatever his
great.
name is.
And they did a good job because the Clone Wars had so many terrible droid episodes, and I felt like Rebels,
Yeah, that
it was
was
like it was not filler so much.
Yeah.
It made more sense because they found kind of a buddy for him. Anyway, I heard that rumor. I don't know if that's true or not. It could just be hearsay, but they were saying that a new animated series would be released that would be closer to the like the Force Awakens era.
Hmm.
So I'm fine with them doing that later on.
They should just do double it up. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
There's enough demand for it.
I like these series, these in between these animated series, done in this really cool style, kind of in between the major events.
Mhm.
Like the Clone Wars, I think was a brilliant idea because they did not do it that wore enough credit in the
Mhm.
movies, and like this time doesn't get enough credit. And I'd like to see the time after episode 6 into 7. And I think it will probably cover this, but it's like, they could do it with comics, but I think it's better served this way.
Absolutely. Again, my notes. Gosh.
Well, if you just leave them there, I'm going to read them.
It's like a student taking the answers. The Last Padawan, Kanan, the Last Padawan comic book. Have any of you guys dove into that at all?
Not really.
No.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's as far as the Star Wars comics go, it's one of my favorites because it's the first one from Marvel since the canon has been restarted that dives back into Clone Wars era.
Cool.
So it shows Kanan as Caleb Doom, who is a Padawan. His master, Deepa Bilaba, is
Yes.
in it.
Yes.
She's awesome, and it shows basically his life and how he transitions to Kanan the Rebel.
Nice.
It's
awesome.
It's really good. Go check it out. I think they're in
And how
double
he falls
digits
in love
now.
with a Twi'lek.
Yeah, I like their relationship.
Romancing the Twi'leks.
I think they're awesome. That's going to be a fun storyline. So there's really not much answer going into season 3, which is presumed to come out this fall. There's no official announcement on that just yet, but overall, I think I like this season.
Yeah,
Guys,
this season was so good.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about my own theory I came up with this time, not to be self-serving, but I want to see if they can start doing like some transitions to dark, and I think that's where we're kind of going with it, because I wouldn't be surprised if it starts making its turn in the cinematic universe as well. We start seeing people cross over, and what that looks like. That's not Anakin. Obviously, we know Anakin's going to do that, but I want to see some other people do it now.
Yeah.
Exploring more characters is good, and I think they've created a good bunch of rebels here. So, that being said, we're excited for season 3.
Oh yeah.
I've got nothing left on my notepad, but you already know that, Beta.
Yeah, we're done. Actually, let me wrap it up. I got this from here.
How did he know? So, what was your favorite part of the season? What are you looking forward to? Are you upset that some things were not answered? Not really done in a very good dramatic fashion for a cliffhanger, in my opinion.
What's in the holocron?
What is in the holocron? The $1 million question.
Yeah.
The midichlorian question.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, that's right.
Just a bunch of
I went there.
midichlorians coming out.
Oh no.
It's like a disease.
Oh, I went there.
Oh yeah.
Visit us on all our social media, and we'll post some links for us. We're pretty, it's a good time to be, we are pretty, but it's a good time to be a Star Wars fan in general, I think.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
So,
definitely.
we'll talk a lot more about Rogue One, but check out our second look. That'll be posted shortly if it isn't already. For Pawlak, Beta, Trevor, I'm Josiah Leroy. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you for season 3.
Off there,
It
and
doesn't
then he
have
goes.
to
But
be
like
her
you s-
parents dropping her off as
Yeah,
well.
like
Yeah, like you said, it doesn't have to be. And I think they're kind of doing that with Snoke. Like, a lot of people are saying, oh, it's like Darth Vader, or oh, it's Plagueis. It doesn't have to be those guys.
Yeah,
I would really like it if it was Plagueis.
I think Snoke
But-
is much less like important in terms of it has to be. Like I feel like
Yeah.
Rey has to be some main family person, and I think Snoke, he doesn't have to be someone we already know.